Well, it's been 30 years since Back to the Future 2 hit theatres. Marty McFly's shoes laced themselves, and he, of course, was burning around on the hoverboard. Coolest thing we've ever seen, right?
Talked about it ever since. Nike has finally made good on the idea, though, announcing their new self-lacing shoe line. The shoes can be programmed to remember different fit settings. They will require charging. So what other famous films accurately predicted the technology of today? Matt Dunn, senior producer at 9.com.au, has been trawling through the movie archives. And Matt, we finally do have self-lacing shoes, which is incredible.
Yeah, amazing. So it's sort of like the third prototype they've had. The last ones, they figured out how to make them lace on themselves, but they couldn't get them to undo themselves. Yeah, so like it's amazing, yeah. But this is all now controlled by an app, and basically you can make it go in and out as you please just with using the app. And the idea is they're aimed at basketballers, and apparently like their feet swell during a game, so they can like release the pressure, and you can customize them by like changing the color of the tick and then all the lights and stuff. They've seemed to have actually figured out the technology behind it, and they're $480 Australian. Well, that's the like estimated price. They say that's the affordable version. Seems expensive, but like I would pay that for self-lacing shoes, just to say I had self-lacing shoes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's too easy. That's
just... And they look quite nice. Like I think like as far as Nike go, they make pretty nice shoes. So
Puma's got a version as well, right?
Yeah, but it's pretty bust in comparison.
Right.
So, and theirs is due out like 2020. They've basically done the same technology. It can lace itself up, uses an app, but it just sort of looks like Puma have done it. Like they should just sort of stay in their lane.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See those
I mean, like, good on them for trying, and like they've cracked the technology, but I don't know, like appearance-wise, if I'm paying that, and they're saying that they're undercutting Nike, but they're like $450. So it's like, I'm probably just going to pay like $30 more, get the good ones.
So, of course, the other big thing from Back to the Future was the hoverboards.
Yeah.
Right?
Chris is surprisingly opinionated on hoverboards.
Yeah, I got a whole
rant today about hoverboards.
I'm ready to have these theories squashed by somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. But it's somebody who's skateboarding a lot when he was younger. It was all about directional control, right? And how can you have that if you're on a hoverboard? So
yeah, they've tested some. I've seen videos and stuff, and like you'll see the headline, oh, the hoverboard's out. But yeah, that's sort of the thing. They can only go in a straight line. They can't really turn. Like right now, the technology's super dicey, and like I can't ever see them releasing it to the public. The closest is like the water things, I guess, like where you like spray up, but like even they look like no control. So I think the hoverboard's a while off yet, but there is prototypes getting around, which is pretty cool. So like they can float something that you can stand on. Whether or not you can scoot around town on it is a different story.
Well, we're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, well, we got to watch Minority Report on our screen now, because that one, you'd say, quite accurately predicted targeted advertising.
Yeah, so obviously everyone remembers it for the big screen where Tom Cruise uses gestures and stuff, but part of the movie was they had retina scanners, and advertising billboards would scan the eye and know who it was and predict the advertising, sort of like when you talk about something and then it shows up on your Facebook and you haven't really looked it up. Another company, a car company, used this same sort of technology a couple of years ago, and they had a billboard that scanned the cars that were coming their way, and depending on what model car it was, depended on what like ad they got shown. So obviously it couldn't be individual, but it was like it sort of tailored to the environment a little bit, which is pretty cool.
It's really cool. And that was a while ago. Minority Report was a fair while ago to be talking about that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Total Recall also a while ago.
Yes.
Which also had some interesting forethought. Yes. It's going to go down.
They had driverless cars, which is pretty awesome. That was like 1990. And the thing with that is they had a driver in the front, so it was like this robot driver. So I guess they missed the sense that like people would probably still want to sit in the front of the car. Like I don't really get the appeal unless the robot can talk to you, but yeah. I mean, they got driverless cars, and yeah, you sort of look at stuff now, like, I think of The Fifth Element when there's flying cars, and I'm like, surely, like, come on.
Well, I used to watch the Jetsons a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that was predicting self-driving, but it was cartoons.
We're kind of getting there now anyway, aren't we?
We are. We're pretty close.
Yeah.
What about Blade Runner?
Yeah, so this one's good because it was 1982 when this came out, and they did like video calling, so like FaceTime, like talking to somebody through a different screen. And if you think back in 1982, like that would have been just out of this world. You couldn't even imagine it. And now you pick up your phone and you can talk to somebody on the other side of the world. To think that they,
I know, it's so funny because now you think, yeah, of course, like someone's talking to someone else.
Yeah, right.
36 years ago.
Yeah, that's not that long. Like,
oh gosh.
Unbelievable. Okay. Here's the big one. Ordering pizza online was apparently invented way back.
Yes.
what can you tell us?
1995, the net, Sandra Bullock, what's up? So the movie, I rewatched the trailer today, and the best bit is like, it's absolutely nailed the internet as a whole. Because like when it came out, the internet was so new, and then it basically covers identity theft, hacking, and all of that. But yeah, she orders a pizza online. It's this mind-blowing thing. Oh my God, hasn't had to leave the house, and yeah, now Uber Eats, we can track the food right to our door.
Matt, when you look at all this sort of stuff, do you just feel like we're in the future now? Is that?
I really do. I feel like we're living in the future, and I feel like it's only like where to next. Like you can sort of imagine things, but like I don't know. There doesn't seem to be this new tech in movies. Holograms, maybe jetpacks. They sort of have.
Yeah, nothing seems inconceivable anymore. Like Brooke was just talking about flying cars. We've got these basically big drones that people are talking about putting themselves in. It's all happening. It's exciting.
Do you watch movies these days with future tech, the movie's future tech in them, and think, oh yeah, or you still don't see much in the?
Oh, I don't know, just like deep space travel, I guess.
Yes.
Like I'm down with that, or like to the bottom of the ocean, stuff like that.
Yep, good point.
Yeah, I'm keen on that
Unexplored territories, etc. Hey Matt Dunn, so good to speak to you from 9 Digital. Thank you. Stay with us. Back in just a moment.